Oi, welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
Oh, damn it. Okay, let's do it again so I can do the accent.
We slum it hard so you don't have to. Now, my accent was so bad that I'm not going to try to recreate it.
Yeah, that's one for the ages. So I've been like,
That's my.
I don't know if I told you guys this. I mostly watch YouTube with, like, instead of watching TV. I don't even watch TV. I don't know if you guys know.
I don't
that.
even own a TV, dude.
I'm like, pretty advanced, I guess, mentally. And I went down this rabbit hole of watching these British panel shows. Like, they have one it's like this comedic troupe that does, it's called Countdown. So it's almost like Wheel of Fortune, but it's like letter and number games. It's like Boggle, basically, in the form of a daytime game show. Mm-hmm. And
Sounds
so
good.
I'm like way into
Is
all
it
the
good?
subtle, and they like make fun of it's. I'm not gonna say it's good. I think it's entertaining, but they're always like making fun of each other's accents and stuff, and I'm like, I can't tell a difference. Like the different regions of England have these different accents, and
Yeah.
except once in a while there would be like, there's this one guy that goes on who's Scottish, and he has like the thickest Scottish accent you've ever heard. It's awesome. Like, I genuinely can't understand some of the stuff he says. So that's my new goal, is to develop a good Scottish accent.
I only asked
And
because
also learn how to play guitar well.
one of my favorite shows growing up was, so I used to love watching daytime TV and like game shows specifically, especially reruns of old game shows. And one of my favorites was Scrabble. Did you ever watch the Scrabble TV show?
No, is it just like Scrabble?
It's like kind of, you have to like earn letters and then you can like play them on the board. But yeah, it's Scrabble.
okay.
It was awesome. And that sounded like it might be similar, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, so this one's like Boggle. So like they choose, there's like 9 letters, and they can choose, they get to pick vowels or consonants, and then it's a contest so you can come up with the longest word out of those letters.
And they're on a timer.
And then they pick numbers, and they get 6 random numbers, and they have to, like, with adding and multiplying and everything, they have to come up with a target number. So yeah, it's like, it's a good mix of like challenge, but it's also not challenging really. So it's just very,
Yeah.
it's just very relaxing to watch.
Well, it sounds great.
I guess it's the same reason people watch those shows in the middle of the day, to like,
Yeah, they're kind of like you can
take
be.
their mind off their life.
The thing
or
about
whatever.
game shows is you can be as engaged as you want in them. So you can like. So like I watch Jeopardy a lot, and sometimes when I watch Jeopardy, I'm like really into it and trying to like guess all the answers, and like I say them out loud, and then sometimes it's just like on.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. It doesn't require you to do that, but you can kind of do that if you want.
Yeah, totally.
Same thing. Phil, are you there still?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Is mine the only one that's roboting super hard?
Yes.
I'm not hearing any.
I couldn't even hear
roboting.
that answer, so I'm going to go see what my kids are doing. Sorry.
All right, Phil.
Yes.
What's
Are you guys
going
still
on
there?
in your neck of the woods?
Yes, we're still here. Hello.
We're not going anywhere. Should we pause this thing? We're going to pause it. I'm going to make a note 4 minutes in, or we could just start over.
You guys can keep going.
How about, Aaron, how about this?
Okay, we're not going to pause, but I do need to delete this. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So you posted a video, a wonderful, wonderful video yesterday
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
titled Taco Bell Meltdown.
Yes.
Now,
Whose side are you on was my added caption.
yes. Now,
Whose side are you on? I don't know that person.
I thought it was in our group that someone posted a thing about Burger King saying, if you come into our store, if you troll other people, other restaurants, we will give you a free Whopper or something like that.
That was on. I saw that on. They did that, but it was like at McDonald's only. So here's what it was. It wasn't that. It was. I mean, they may have posted that. I don't think they posted that in our group. But the real thing was Burger King did this promotion where if you went to, like, if you downloaded their app.
Okay. Yes.
And went to a McDonald's, you could order a free Whopper, but only if you were like checked in at a McDonald's.
Right. So like their app must have all the McDonald's locations.
Yeah, it has like GPS. So, I mean, I'm sure
it
can pick up whatever, like regular maps. It's like Google Maps or whatever.
But like, so the GPS is saying we have identified that you are currently in a McDonald's.
Yeah. Or like near. I think you only have to be within like.
But how does it know that you're ordering it?
No, you don't have. That's what I'm saying. You order it when you're at McDonald's, then you can order it on the app.
Ah.
So you don't actually have to troll anybody.
Oh, that's
like
dumb.
They're trolling McDonald's, but the individual people aren't.
Oh, that's dumb. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like super
it's
intense.
Petty.
Well, it's
like funny, but it doesn't require people to be like jerks to people who are working for minimum wage.
Yeah, none of the employees are getting trolled or whatever.
Yeah, if you go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac, or if you order a Big Mac, whatever. If you order a Whopper, you're not trolling McDonald's corporate. You're trolling some kid or some like person, some single parent trying to like support their family.
That's not true.
It is true.
If I walk into McDonald's, I'm not saying it's funny, but if I walk into McDonald's and I say, "Can I have a Whopper?" Like,
what does that do to the corporate?
Listen.
McDonald's
the person
corporate?
behind the register isn't put through any harm. I mean, it's a stupid joke. I would say it's not even a joke. It's dumb. But
okay, let me ask you this: who is the joke on? Why is it funny?
But I would say that it is not. The joke is not on anyone. That is why it is not a joke.
You said it was a joke.
I know. I said it's not a joke, though.
So what is
it? So bad that it is not. It ceases to be a joke. You think it's funny, but it's like who finds this funny?
Yeah, it's like
Nobody.
the worst troll, but it still is a troll. Like at its heart, it's just not a good one.
You're acting like these poor people working there that you're saying, "Hey, can I have a Whopper?" And when they say no, that you're throwing a Whopper in their face. Nothing. Nobody's
I never
being harmed.
said that. I'm not saying it's
Nobody's
like super
being harmed
intense
by this.
I'm saying the only person it affects in any way is the person that you're talking to.
No, I would say it affects all the people standing behind you in line who have to stand there a little bit longer because you think,
okay.
I mean, you or whoever.
So whether you're trolling the minimum wage workers or whether you're trolling the other people just trying to get food, it still doesn't affect McDonald's corporate in any way.
Yes, we can agree on that. We are in agreement.
Plus, I don't think most people are like loyal to one or another exclusively.
I don't know. Some people are.
Some people are, but that's a strange,
I know some people
that's
are.
a strange thing.
But I'm saying most people aren't. So if you go in there and you're trolling them and you're thinking like, "Oh, Burger King's so great, I'm going to troll these McDonald's people," they're probably Burger King people too.
Oh yeah, it's like Burger King's great.
Yeah, I want a Whopper. But anyway, so the video was great.
But back to the video.
Yes,
this woman.
Yeah,
she had to have been on some kind of mood altering drugs.
Well, okay, is the basic is the
it
premise
like
of
probably
it
drunk,
that she feels it's not that she feels wronged that there are no French fries.
Right. No,
she feels
it's because they're treating her like she's dumb. Yeah,
because they're being jerks to her.
They're kind of like she's honestly because what she's asking is like, what do you have that's the equivalent of French fries?
Because first she says, "I want
McDonald's?
French fries," and then they're like, "We don't have French fries," and then they're like, "Oh, do you think this is Burger King?" And then she's like, "Well, what do you have that's French fries?" And she's like, "Not French fries, but like, what's French fries?" So she's clearly
dumb.
asking like, "What do you have that like will fill the spot of French fries in my meal?" And they're like, "We have tacos and burritos." Like, that's not true. You have way more than just tacos and burritos.
But Aaron, I am. So you're clearly coming down on the side of the patron. In my mind,
I think she's terrible too. I'm just saying, let's not let everyone else off the hook. They're all jerks. Especially, here's the worst person. The worst people are the dudes off camera who start like heckling this lady. And they're like, they don't have French fries, you idiot. They got
Aaron,
tacos
like,
and burritos.
But like this woman who's clearly American and is like,
She's never been to Taco Bell.
that is not possible. I do not
Yeah,
accept
it
that
is.
premise. Like, no,
You're
that's
calling
not,
her a
like,
liar
Yes,
and raising your voice in front of
Wait.
me?
but like, I don't see why this woman is so incapable of looking at a menu and ordering from it, and yet you take everything she says 100% at face value.
No,
Yeah.
I think she's awful. I do not approve of her at all. Like, her behavior is bad. She's an annoying customer. But
like,
the workers did a terrible job of diffusing the situation.
But I don't like. That's not their job to diffuse the situation of this complete lunatic who comes in and is claiming that they're being racist towards her because they won't explain to her what French fries are.
See, by that point, it's too far. But if the first customer, but the first worker, if she would have said, we don't have, all she had to say is, I'm sorry, we don't sell French fries.
But wait a minute.
Instead of, we don't have French fries. What do you think? This is Burger King?
Either this video is fake or something happened before the camera turned on.
Yeah, what happened is some crazy drunk lady walked in.
So I'm saying
yeah,
she
so
probably
like,
had already
I
asked
think
for
all
French
of their
fries. You're right.
politeness-
Okay,
Fine.
So
Fine.
The
put
politeness
yourself
was
in the
before the
shoes of
video
somebody
turned
like
on.
they're not paid enough to deal with this freaking crazy drunk lady who doesn't know what a Taco Bell is.
Here's
who's
what
lived in the
here's
United
my
States
point,
her
though.
entire life.
Here's my point. I'm not saying they should have done it for her sake. I'm saying they made it worse for themselves.
Oh, that's true.
I don't
Like somebody's
I don't
recording.
think they made it worse for themselves. I think at a
I don't
certain
care about
point
the
when you
recording.
work-
I'm saying,
when
like,
you're working at Taco Bell, like you take
You
take
mean the
victories you
interaction.
can, and if you get
The
to troll
interaction,
this
yeah.
lady, then so be it.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're saying
I'm not okay with the manager coming out and yelling at her and saying, we have
Yeah,
tacos
like she wasn't
and burritos.
she wasn't like threatening anyone or whatever. She was clearly not stable, but I bet working in a fast food
I'm
restaurant,
sure she had been there for
it
a
gets
while.
really old
Like,
having to deal with
the
people
interaction
who are
didn't
drunk
start
or on drugs.
when the camera started. You're probably
what
right.
I feel like it's not all the time that I watch funny videos and I think to myself, I want to know everyone's story. I want investigative reporting to take place on this situation. I want to know
Investigatory journalism.
what?
What? Go ahead. Investigatory journalism, I said.
Investigatory.
Yeah. Zoolander. It's from Zoolander.
Okay. What happened?
That was not trolling you there because it wasn't funny, so it doesn't count.
What happened before this? Right? Like,
We don't know, Phil.
who
The video
is this woman?
doesn't tell.
Whose is this woman?
We don't know. Who's this woman?
Who's this woman? Yeah. That's what I want to know.
She's a Hoosier. Anyway, get on the group, comment on that video from like a week and a half ago.
No, you posted it. It says 18 hours ago.
Phil, this episode does not come out
Oh,
today.
damn it. I'm an idiot. Wait a minute. No.
I'm not telling you to go comment on it. I'm telling our viewers
know.
to go comment on it.
Hey, but wait a minute. It's not a week and a half ago.
It's a week and a day.
It's a couple days from now.
It's a week. And
No.
it's a week from when
No.
it's about a week.
Thursday.
It's 6 days.
Yes, less than a week.
It's about a week.
Less than a week.
It's about a week.
Less. You
It's
said
about
week and a half. Roll back the tape.
I did say that, and now I'm changing it to about a week. Here's the difference between you and I. I would never claim to say something I didn't say. I would just change my position instead.
Where'd Cole go?
Cole. But I agree. It was a crazy video, and I don't like. No one comes out looking good in that video.
Okay, Break.com, I remember being a big fan of Break.com back in 2008 or 7.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was, no, I guess it was earlier than that.
I don't even go to websites anymore, though. I just like see stuff on social media.
Yeah, same. But
It's like shared.
It was, gosh, it would have been like 12, 13 years ago that I remember sitting with my roommates watching, like scrolling through Break.com.
Yeah, we would go to like E-Bomb's World.
That's, yes. Yes. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, Break.com. That's still a thing?
It's still a thing, yeah, apparently. There was one that like kind of got like a little sketchy. Was it Break.com that they started like, I don't know, they would have like videos of like, oh, this person's almost nude in this movie, in this clip. It's like sex scenes from movies, but like not porn.
Ooh.
I think it was either Break.com or like one of those college humor websites that, anyway.
Isn't that what
got weird.
Isn't that what they're in 40-Year-Old Virgin? Isn't that what the roommates are trying to do?
No, they're on Mr. Skin.
Oh, okay, yeah. But they were trying to make their own website.
That's not 40-Year-Old Virgin though.
Knocked Up. It's Knocked Up.
Yeah, it's Knocked Up. His roommates. They want to make their new Mr. Skin. Yeah, but
and then they're told
they don't
hey,
know
that
that Mr.
already
Skin
exists.
Yeah,
And they're devastated.
yeah. No, this will tell you the exact time.
Yeah, that's what
in
that
every
website
movie.
does.
Yeah, yeah, like Mr. Skin. It's funny, dude. Knocked Up is such a good movie. I think that's
Katherine
my favorite.
Heigl.
I think that's my favorite Judd Apatow movie. It's really good. Yes, Katherine Heigl. Your son's favorite actress, apparently.
My son's favorite?
Yeah.
That's not my favorite
According to
Katherine Heigl
Netflix.
movie, though.
According to
I think that
Netflix.
goes without saying. It's certainly
Wait.
not Phil's favorite Katherine Heigl movie.
I'm trying to remember. What was the...
So, remember it recommended Grey's Anatomy, and it said...
Oh, yeah.
it highlighted Katherine Heigl in the description.
Dude, for real, Netflix, like, why?
And it's all, like, surrounded by, like, cartoons.
Yeah.
One of you guys must have watched something on his account on accident.
No. Why? Why would I?
On accident.
Why would my wife? No.
I think on accident was the key there. Or by
Phil,
accident.
Do
Okay,
you,
well,
do you
wait a
really
minute.
think
By
it's that
accident.
crazy to think you might have made a technological mistake like that?
Shut up, Cole. Okay, but here, let me tell you this. So, I'll tell you this. The other day,
Say it.
Kathy's parents...
Whenever you're ready, Phil.
Her name's
The other day,
Catherine.
Go ahead.
Kathy's parents were...
Catherine.
Wait, are
Um,
we talking about Kathy's
Catherine
wife?
Heigl.
Just
Catherine
listen. Kathy's parents were watching...
Oh, it's all becoming so clear now.
We're watching my kid. They're over at our house. And then the next day, I went to turn on Netflix for him. And it said, previously viewed...
Oh, that means they watched it. Duh.
Hang on. Star Trek Voyager.
Oh.
And I was like, at first I was like, wait. I stared at it for a really long time going, why did
What year
Josiah
is this?
look at this image and go, I want to watch this show? And then I was like, oh no, this was Kathy's dad. But are you telling me
That is pretty funny that he's watching Star Trek Voyager, though. It's funny for a different reason, but it's still
Yeah.
kind of funny.
that's the thing he sat down to decide to watch?
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, well, they don't have Deep Space Nine, so
all of Netflix at his fingertips, and he goes, yeah, Star
I
Trek
don't know.
Voyager. Okay, but
It's comfort watching for him, probably.
I guess. But so why you're saying that's the reason
Probably.
that Star Trek Voyager corrupted his algorithm, and that it jumped from Star Trek Voyager to
I'm not
Grey's
it's not like-
Anatomy?
you say collected his algorithm. It looked at what he watched.
it's
It's
an
not.
anomaly. No, he's saying that
Yeah, like
That-
I get
that
what you're saying that
shifted
Grey's
it
Anatomy
from
is a
there.
weird leap from Star Trek Voyager, but there's probably some link between the two. Probably like some common actors or something like that.
Or I'm sure, like, Grey's Anatomy is probably one of those shows that they pay a lot to have on Netflix, so they just recommend it to everybody.
Wait.
Problem solved.
Didn't they pay a
Guys.
lot for Friends? Why aren't they recommending Friends for
They
everyone?
do. They did. So I think
Ooh, here's a
they had
fan fiction.
paid a little bit, and then
fanfiction.net. Here's
they
a
were gonna
crossover
go-
between Grey's Anatomy and Star Trek Voyager.
No way.
Yeah.
Ew. Weird.
There's no replies to it though. That's sad when you're not even getting any replies on fanfiction.net.
Is it sad?
I mean, I don't know. Oh, look, Megan Gallagher was on both shows. So there you have it.
So
Whoever that
Friends,
person is.
they were paying like $10 million a year, I think, for Friends. Oh, $30 million a year.
30 million.
And then then Friends was gonna leave, but now they have a new contract where they're paying
Friends always
$100
leave.
million a year.
Netflix is paying.
Netflix is paying $100 million a year to host Friends. Yeah,
Wow.
It seems
What are they paying for The Office?
I don't know.
it seems crazy to me because like the thing about Netflix, I don't know, are there that many people who are like, because the only way they make money, or I guess do some people pay to have their stuff on Netflix? I don't know, but the way that they make money is from subscriptions.
Yeah,
So I guess the assumption is that many more people are going to subscribe because of Friends than otherwise would have.
Well,
I
Cole,
guess.
I'll tell you this.
Because most people just like have Netflix or they don't, and if Friends is on there, then I'll go watch it. But like, are there that many people that are in 2018 that are like, maybe I'll check out Netflix now?
Cole, I will tell you this. I have, and it's the first time it happened, I was confused by it, and now that it's happening literally, like on a regular basis, it's starting to make me really angry. I have 15 to 17-year-olds literally on a weekly basis saying, Mr. Eisenhower, have you heard of the show Friends?
Oh my gosh.
It's really good.
yeah.
And I'm like, what
like-
the hell is wrong with you? Yes, I've heard of, yes.
You're like, yeah, I wasn't in a coma for 20 years, you idiots.
But
They
are
probably
all,
they don't know that it's old though.
But they're all super into it, though.
They have to know that it's old. It's obviously like you couldn't watch
Well,
it
yeah,
without
you're
knowing that
probably
it's
right.
20 years old.
But they're probably like, oh, this is some like cult hit from like back
yeah,
in
this
the
is
day
like,
that
it's like Caroline in
no
the
one
City
knew
or
about.
something like that.
yeah.
This is some Caroline in the City spinoff.
Yeah.
But the show was literally like, you could not avoid.
Yeah, it
knowing-
was more
and they sell like T-shirts of it at Target and stuff.
Right.
and
but
like
so,
in freaking China or whatever.
Like my 18-year-old, my wife's 18-year-old cousin has like a Friends T-shirt. It just has the Friends logo on it. Like this is
Yeah, but
that's
It's
ridiculous.
not. Here's the thing, though. It's not a good show. That's what's frustrating to me.
So
like-
here I've been watching it sometimes because it's like comfort food, whatever. I watch Friends
Yeah.
occasionally.
No, that's.
But
I mean,
the
Alright,
first
you're into the
season,
I
thing.
just told you I
the
watched
first
British
season
daytime
is
game shows.
the
so-
first season's pretty funny. Like it's terrible and it's not a good show, but like the characters were way better in the beginning, and then they're just
basically
like,
what it
obnoxious.
is it's a comedic soap opera that was on in prime time.
Yes.
like
Yeah, it is.
it's
That's what it
it's
is.
the same
It became
level
that.
of
It became
trashiness or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's not nearly as funny as Seinfeld.
or
So
Newville.
that's
No,
Part of
Seinfeld
what-
is awesome.
That's
There's a
part of what
giant-
frustrates me is like why hasn't Seinfeld had a resurgence? Like all these teenagers
Because they're
would
not on
be-
Netflix.
They'd be less garbagey people if they were watching Seinfeld instead of Friends.
No, they'd probably take it like as a life lesson, though. I gotta act like this now.
They're like, I'm gonna make these big balls of oil, throw them out the window. Friends,
I don't.
like,
But so Friends is so earnest that like it's easy for kids to get. Like, I don't mean to talk down to kids, but like there's a lot of kids are dumb, and I guess that's true of adults too. Like a lot of people are dumb.
But
yeah, it's like the same reason 2.5 Men
Seinfeld
was
is-
so popular.
It's weird that Seinfeld was as popular as it is because it's so much smarter than like your average audience person.
But it's the same thing as Simpsons. Like there's enough.
yeah, I guess
There's
that's
enough,
true.
or like a Pixar movie or something. Like there's enough
Yeah.
there. For
There's-
m-
yeah, there's
multiple
surface
types
level
of
stuff.
audiences
You're
or
right.
whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
So-
it's not like Seinfeld is just full of this erudite humor or something. It's also full of like, I don't know, masturbation jokes and stuff.
That's true.
But yeah. My kids, I feel like all of them watch Friends and The Office like all the time.
Yeah, The Office is also very popular with young people.
With the teens.
See, again, that's what, like, the fact that those two are even mentioned in the same sentence, I understand why they are, but it's just frustrating to me a little bit. And maybe I haven't, like, maybe I need to go back and watch Friends or something.
No, it's not. I mean, it's whatever. It's not great.
Like, I'm not going to like it, am I?
You mean you might, but you're not going to like. You're not going to say this is.
I'm not going to think highly of it, I guess.
No, you will not.
Okay, so they're both. Okay, you know how like the show's like 24, like you can't just jump in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a continuous plot. They both have a continuous plot, but also kind of exist outside of that like.
Yeah.
There's
You
through
can pick
lines,
up-
yeah, but you can watch. It's still very episodic.
And there's enough hints and everything to sort of let you know where you're at, you know,
Right.
even
So
if you don't know all the storylines.
Like if you start watching like episode 8 of Westworld, you're going to be screwed.
yeah, you're like what? Right.
But I could jump in knowing nothing, like only having ever watched snippets of Friends, I could jump in to any episode and probably get a similar level of enjoyment as if I knew
Yes.
all the backstory.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe even more so because I think the backstory weighs it down sometimes.
I love how The Simpsons goes out of its way to joke about the fact that there's no continuity from episode to episode. Like there's been a few, like the fact that Maude died and a few other things, but like remember when they got stranded on the island and they did the Lord of the Flies episode? Mm-mm. And then at the end, it's like, and then they were rescued by, let's say, Mo. And that's how the episode ends. Anyways, Simpsons is better than other TV shows.
Guys, I want to say that this is our, not to derail the conversation, but this is the last episode of the year.
That's true.
All right, suck it 2018.
Yeah,
Is that what you're going
2018 sucks.
I'm scrolling through the group and I'm seeing a lot of our Christmas cards.
Yeah. What I'd like to do is thank our sponsors for hanging with us. Sinasoid, of course, a longtime homies.
Our flagship sponsor.
Our flagship sponsor. We
that.
kind of put them on the map, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I circled them on my map.
Mm-hmm.
I put them on my map.
Linwood, Washington.
Linwood, Washington. I did. I dropped a pin there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sinasoid. Happy New Year to you, suckers.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Also, the Gabriel Sonora String Company. Gabriel's also been a homie. And Sean Arbo at Gun Street Wiring Shop. Another homie. Not quite as
Gun
long
Street-
term. We haven't known him as long, but he's been very cool and very helpful.
But they're seriously, and they sent
And
me,
legit.
I just got my tele
Cool
harness.
dude.
I'm actually probably going to install it today.
Uh-huh.
And they're always so cool to deal with. And they're always like, oh, thanks for all the support you guys give me. And it's like, first of all, it makes me wonder, like, are they actually listening to the level of support we give them? Because maybe they wouldn't be as thrilled with it. But they seem to be like very into the podcast scene in general, and like very supportive of it. Even though I'm sure they recognize that it's probably in the short term, at least, it's probably maybe costing them more than it's getting them. You know.
This is really good. No, if you're a potential sponsor, just don't listen to this part. That last part.
Yeah. As if Aaron's behavior up until this point and historically has proven that he cares so much about sponsors and keeping them happy that it makes sense that he would be, annoyed at me talking like this.
Yeah, whatever.
But no, we've talked about this before. We are really lucky to have sponsors that seem to sort of understand what we're doing and have fun with it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's not
and
like some
we
cold
don't work with people
business.
that we don't respect or like their product and respect them as people. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for
And
friendship.
we don't respect everyone.
Thanks for sponsorship. We don't respect everyone.
respect most people.
There are a lot of companies that if they ask for sponsorship,
really
which they
respect
probably wouldn't
ourselves.
because we're pretty clear that we don't want them. But if they did, we would say no.
I'm
thinking of like 3 in my head right now.
I can tell you we're not beating him off with a stick here.
Yeah, it's not like not that we ever would. reject them
Speaking
or have
of
the
which,
chance to. But
you should treat yourself off. Never mind.
Listen, here's the truth is, we're getting lots of promposals, all right? And we're not taking all of them.
yeah, dude, I get soy milk jugs in the mail every day. Just full of random
And they say,
letters.
your podcast is soy dreamy.
Yes.
But also, I want to thank our patrons. It was fun.
Can we start a sponsorship? It'd be our sponsorship dream.
Sponsoyer.
Sponsorship.
Speaking of Sawyer, let's talk about Lost now.
I
was going to talk about
literally one episode of Lost, and it was
you
the first
should
one,
you
and
should
I
watch
stopped.
the first.
Two
They kind of
seasons.
lose the it's very clear that. I mean, it's on one hand, people will complain about Lost and say like, "Oh, they didn't know how they were going to end it," and it's like, if anyone started a show assuming they would get 8 seasons, then that's like the supreme level of arrogance, probably. Like, they had no idea that they'd be on for that long, so you kind of can't fault them for that. But the first 4 or 5 seasons of Lost is really good, I think.
Two
Have you
seasons.
watched it, Phil?
Yes, 2 seasons. The first 2 seasons.
No, there was some. Yeah, like, I mean, it's like sometimes they do stuff that's like too. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous, obviously, but once they get into like time travel territory and stuff, that's when you kind of
Wait,
check
what?
out. But don't worry about
We
it.
could literally make up anything, and it would sound
Phil,
like we're talking about that
we
show.
could tell. We could
Stop.
tell you specific plot lines that happen, and you would think we were joking.
Yeah.
Like when you told me Laura Dern was in episode 8.
Star Wars.
That was
That
so
was
great.
the best.
Oh man! But honestly, though, thanks to
that
our
actually
patrons,
does sound like we were making it up. Laura Dern's in Star Wars, and she has purple hair. So it
Yeah.
sounds like a man.
And at first, I didn't know I was spoiling it, but then we were able to flip it. Phil and I were able to flip it so that Aaron thought we were messing with him, and then when he actually saw her, he was pleasantly surprised.
That's mind blowing.
And then- but then remember what
as
happened?
shocking at
Then-
the time when Han Solo was killed by his son Kylo Ren
On that bridge,
on that bridge.
But then he
dude.
thought when she appeared, he told us later that when she appeared in the movie, then he was totally thrown, and then he was like, "Wait, what other things did they say that are true?"
yeah, because we were saying
Because
all
we said
kinds of
some
other
really
ridiculous stuff.
inappropriate things.
So thanks to our patrons, Lacey and I spent the other night putting together all the little Christmas cards and stuff like that, and also we got a bunch of new stickers this time, and some of them are very small and they're awesome. And I just realized
small.
I still haven't sent any to Phil or Aaron, and so I apologize for that, but I will do that soon.
So that means
You
I
guys
don't have
are
a
not
Christmas card.
A high
We don't
priority.
get a Christmas card?
You'll probably get a Christmas. We haven't. There's still some to be sent out.
Yeah, but it'll be like after Christmas.
Yeah, you'll get it after Christmas.
Son of a...
That's okay though. I mean, it's okay for me.
Yeah, because you have
negatively.
one. You have so
Yeah.
many of them.
Exactly. I have all of them.
You dine so
So-
much.
Thanks to our patrons. We appreciate you guys, and we know that, like, I don't know, it's kind of a donation thing, and it's not like anyone's signing up like expecting to get some level of, I don't know, value for their money.
they might be expecting it when they sign up, but
Hopefully not.
no one's sticking
They
around
certainly aren't expecting it if
it.
they've been in there for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when they sign
yeah.
up, maybe. But those of you who stuck around, we appreciate it. And we do.
Yeah, and those
have
of you
plans,
who
so we may
didn't
not
stick
actually
around, those of you
do
who
it.
didn't stick around, screw you. And that's all. But not really though, because actually there were a few people
Thanks for friendship. Oh,
who who were like such good patrons for a while, and then had to cancel for one reason or another, and I still sent them the whole, the supreme.
Oh, what?
level
Oh, you sent it
gift-
to them, but not
gift
to us.
basket.
I've been working on this podcast the
All
whole
you do-
time.
All you do is take from this
I
podcast.
created it. I invented this podcast. I made you who
Do
you
we need
are.
to check? Do we need to check the tapes? I was the one who invented this podcast. We can go back through our messenger history if we need to.
Wait,
we
tell
can
me the
check-
story. Tell me
we
the
can
story.
We can check the
Tell me the
messages.
story.
Tell the story, just like nativity, like
So
It was the night before podcast.
and all through the house, Aaron was doing some weird like pop punk show with a friend
Christian
of his on local radio.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's true.
Not even a mouse. Did that work?
Sort of.
And then Aaron was like, "Hey, you guys should go listen to this." That was back when it was 5 of us in that chat group. And so we went and listened to it, and I was like, "We should do a podcast."
Is that how it happened?
Yes.
I mean, I believe you, but I don't remember.
That
Okay,
is
and
how
then
it
what
happened.
happened?
Aaron, why does he have to keep telling you the same?
Shut your. Oh, okay. Here we go. So then what happened?
Then we recorded it like a day later.
But we already had the idea like immediately? Or you said we should do a podcast about this?
Cole
I said we should do a podcast. You're saying the 60 cycle slum idea?
Yeah.
That might have been yours, but that's irrelevant.
But I'm saying,
Like,
did that come like, that was like
That came,
immediate?
like,
You're like,
very-
what should we
yeah,
do?
that
And I'm
was-
like, let's do this.
that was very quick after.
Okay. So here's what I think happened. And I think this is why my memory is fuzzy. I think I had been thinking about that for a while, but I never mentioned it. So when you said let's do a podcast, I'm like, I have this idea already.
We were already like, I don't know that that's true, but we were already in a group called 60 Cycle Slum. So that's where the name came from.
We were?
Yes.
Okay. Then you're right. Then you're probably right.
Don't you remember?
I don't remember it being called that, but
It started, didn't it? At any rate.
I don't know. I mean, I believe you.
Now I have to go back. Now I have to go back and find it. I'm trying to remember
you're
what
not gonna-
keywords.
Yeah, find out when the name was changed.
I'm gonna
anyway,
find it.
So don't find it now. I believe you. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Isn't that the worst when like you just tell someone I don't remember, but then they're like just trying to convince you over and over that it's true? You're like, I'm not doubting you. I do not remember.
Yeah.
Like, stop berating me for not remembering. I do that to my wife all the time. She doesn't remember stuff, and I get so mad. I just yell at her. Then I make her watch My Father the Hero. Not really. None of that is true.
One of our the original group is named Moderator here.
Yeah, that was the one I remember.
That's good. That's good memories.
Was it called Outer Circle for a little while? Maybe.
Yeah.
We were very 60 cycle hum centric at the beginning.
Yeah. Here's a quote from Phil Kohler. Remember that time Aaron said our names over the air? That was awesome. And I said it was amazing on the actual radio.
Yep, on shortwave FM radio.
Okay, I found this pretty quickly. So now I got to read.
I'm
part of
surprised
it.
you don't have screenshots.
I'm sure I do, but they're just lost to time too.
So, guys, it's 2018, but not for long.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you a question that's
Okay.
guitar-centric, so don't get mad, Phil. Guys, Phil gets so mad when we talk about guitars. And then his wife comes and yells at us. She sends us threatening emails. Does she send them to you too, Cole?
Who?
Catherine?
Catherine Heigl? Oh, yes, Catherine Eisenhower.
Yeah, she sends you
Yeah.
those threatening emails.
Yeah, well, she's... Never mind, I can't. We have boundaries here, people.
How dare you?
I didn't do anything.
So someone in I don't know if I think it was our group, it may have been another group, said that they had never owned a Boss pedal before. And I was wondering if you were going to recommend one Boss pedal to someone who had never played one, which one would it be? And why?
DD7, obviously.
Okay. And why?
Because it's dope.
Okay.
AF. Next question.
No, I have no more questions. That
I
was the question.
would... Maybe a chorus? Can you hear me scrolling over here?
Yeah, I hear everything you're saying.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. That is amazing. Also, Aaron, you and I should do an Outer Circle podcast. Phil isn't invited. That was the very first mention of a podcast from me. And then later on...
Remember, you guys created a group and didn't include me.
Yes, because you were in the inner... This was back when we would make fun of you for being in the inner circle.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Aaron tries to make it about him. Later on in the conversation, he says, I'm seriously considering the podcast idea. Like, yeah, Aaron, the idea that I gave you. Freaking Aaron. Why? From the day one, he's always been trying to make it about him, you know?
Cole, how many things are there that you have said, we should do this, and then not done it?
0.
Really?
Yeah. I'll stand by that.
0?
Yeah. Just 2 weeks ago, I thought, I'm going to start playing piano again. And I've been playing a buttload of piano. I haven't. Right. Yeah. So it was my idea. Let's just let the record show that. And from day one, the plan was to not include Phil.
And yet
it was us making fun of you. For a limited time, you can transfer membership to the Outer Circle at no additional fee. Aaron,
okay.
This is Aaron saying, Phil, are you happy with your circle provider?
Okay, now I'm remembering the first or the second episode that we recorded. You guys told me on the podcast that you had a group that I was not a part of.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wait, really? And then the two of you were like uncomfortable for a second, and then you started laughing, and you were like, yeah, because it was like, I said something like, oh, we should totally have a group too. And you guys were like,
well, but that group wasn't specifically related to the podcast, but yes, that was a very sort of,
and then I was like, wait, you already have a
lot of trust,
have a group?
A lot of trust was betrayed that day. I'll just say that. I'm not proud of it.
That was the beginning of you guys using me as your freaking punchline.
Oh, that was the beginning?
I think that was the beginning, yes.
Okay.
You don't think that was the beginning? Wait, you're gonna reveal something else to me?
It's like a chicken and egg type thing, you know. Like I don't know. I'm too busy looking at these old messenger threads and trying to make Aaron feel bad.
He's not going to, though. Bad, I mean.
So what was your question, Aaron?
We passed it. Phil said next question, so that topic's over.
Oh, okay. Chorus. Or a looper. How's that?
It's good.
Really?
I don't know. DD7, if they haven't played with a delay pedal, that's fine, but like there's nothing unique about a DD7 versus any other digital delay. A delay.
There's a lot of Boss choruses.
I know, because they freaking invented chorus.
Okay. Can you name all of them? I mean, how many do you think you can name off the top of your head?
CE2. CE3. CE4.
Keep going.
No, there's like a CH5.
I'm seeing a CE5.
Yeah, there's a CE5 and a CH5. I think the CH is a super chorus.
Oh, you're right.
They call it
there's
CE5.
There's a CH1.
Okay.
And then, but then it goes CE2W.
Yeah,
well,
that's
the
chorus.
There's the chorus ensemble, and then there's
the CE1 was the original, like it's in like some huge box and takes AC power and all that nonsense, and then the CE2 was the first compact chorus.
And
that's why the CE2W is like it's like the remake of the original cool chorus. The CE1 is the circuit that was in the jazz chorus amp.
I think you're right.
and then CE2 was the first compact, and then they went from there. And the CH, maybe at some point they went to like a digital, and maybe that was when they went to Super Chorus. They went to digital chorus, but
yeah, that makes sense. That's probably true.
The CE2 though, I think that would be a cool pedal, or like a blues driver.
So the CE1 has 2 foot switches on it. Do you know what they're for?
One of them's tap tempo, right?
First chorus?
There's chorus with tap tempo, but
yeah, I mean, Mobius has tap tempo, but no, obviously back then they didn't. I don't know what it's for. It must. I don't know. Maybe there's like a vibrato, like a separate vibrato control or something like that.
They're not labeled.
No, but honestly, it looks like like the CE1 looks like a freaking, like it's some military.
It does.
Piece of equipment or something like that. It's a really cool pedal.
It looks like a Claymore mine.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking. But it's like the most impractical. Like it's cool, but they sell for so much. They sell for hundreds of dollars, and like you have to have AC power. And
you're right. One is to turn the effect on, and the other one says vibrato chorus.
Oh, nice.
The 2 foot switches, but it also has like a power switch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't that?
It looks like a light switch.
So you have to turn it on, and then you also have to engage it.
Yeah, because the only thing coming out of it is an AC plug, like a 2-prong AC plug.
Yeah, it's like built in.
Yeah, it's like you're plugging a freaking lamp into the wall.
Dude, this is pretty cool. It's only $700 on Reverb.
I know, you're looking at the same one I am, huh? From Techno Empire.
Yeah.
I'd buy it if it was from Tecmo Empire and it had like a Bo Jackson graphic on it or something.
Dude, bro.
Bro.
Dude, bro.
Speaking of which, BYU in their bowl game yesterday, the quarterback went 18 for 18 with 4 touchdowns. It's pretty awesome. Sports. I hope that was as loud as I thought it was.
Oh, so that's weird. So I didn't know the original CE was called Chorus Ensemble 2, but when they made the CE2, it just said chorus on it. But that's what CE means, obviously. It all makes so much sense to me now. But then when the CE5 came out, then they put Chorus Ensemble back on the whole, or on the enclosure.
Oh, interesting. Like they were trying to sort of, I don't know. Get some.
They're
trying to get some
love. I do want to get a vintage CE2. Did I ever talk about that SD1 that I got on the podcast?
I don't know.
No. You talked about getting it, but you didn't. Oh. The birth month?
Yeah. Just like, I know, it's not one of those things that's rational to care about, but it's really cool. And the fact that it's 35 years old and it's still in such good shape is pretty amazing. The guy had like the most elaborate Velcro system on the bottom, because I've seen people who will put painter's tape. Like, have you done that before?
No. I never have, but I know what you're talking about.
You'll put like blue painter's tape on the bottom and then attach the Velcro to that, because painter's tape should come off easier, which it usually does, but I've even had it pull stuff off before. But he did that, but underneath the painter's tape, he put just like clear plastic over the label itself, so it wasn't sticking at all to the label. So the painter's tape was just sticking to the the rubber around the edges, and then the Velcro was stuck to that.
Yikes.
So yeah, it was pretty.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, and he knew, like he had bought it recently, and so it's not like he had owned it for long, but he knew that it was like, with any vintage pedal, obviously having the label on there is important to show that it's vintage. Especially with something like the SD1, because I think there aren't as many, like the CE2, they made subtle differences to the graphic like the CE, the font got
yeah.
a little bit wider and stuff, and so you can kind of place it based on just that. But I don't think the SD one was that way. But yeah, the next pedal I get might be a CE2 from 1983, just because I'm an idiot now.
Okay, but so I'm looking at the Waza version, and it has a switch, a 3-position switch.
Yeah, for a CE1.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's like an actual... It's obviously not like a part-for-part remake, because...
It can't be, right? Because it's too small.
But it might be the same... It might be the actual same, like, components, but, you know, same component values or something, but obviously all the components are smaller now. I don't know.
Right.
Or it's just meant to mimic it. That guitar show did or that pedal show did a comparison, because they have a CE1 and an old CE2 and the Wazo one, and they did a comparison to see how well it emulates it.
Okay,
and obviously the CE1 has like all kind, you know, it has like noise and crap, but it sounds pretty amazing though.
I would be interested. I think I want to watch that video.
You should. We should just watch it right here on the podcast. We're not doing anything else.
That's what I should do right now.
You still there, Aaron?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you up to?
Thinking about
Just hanging out?
Boss pedals.
This is like... This feels like... Is this cultural appropriation where it's like we've been so spoiled with these boutique pedals, and it's like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to have these Boss pedals? And there's probably like... You know, teenagers, there's probably not teenagers listening to the podcast, period. But if they were, they'd be like, oh, these jerks.
No, it's like kids who grew up on Breaking Bad and like really smart TV, and they're like, oh, I just want to watch Friends.
It's true. Oh, Aaron, bless you. Bless you.
I would recommend the DM2 if I was going to recommend a Boss delay, or the DD3 maybe. I don't think the 7 or the 5. I think the DD3 is cooler.
The 7 is like very clean, but it's...
I think the DD3 is less functional in a modern context for most people. They're trying to do like crazy stuff because it doesn't have tab tempo and it doesn't have as long of delays, but I think it's more fun, like as a weird thing. Yeah. I'm surprised you don't like that, Phil, because you like weird stuff.
That's true.
Don't tell me what I like.
Okay.
And honestly, like that's one of the sounds that I don't love out of the Mobius. I've never been able to get, like, I want ridiculous chorus, ridiculous Boss 80s chorus for when I do like the Cure covers and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I can't really get it out of the Mobius for some reason. So it would be pretty awesome to have an old CE2 on there.
Does it do like the Dimension chorus kind of thing? The Mobius?
No, it's almost like a more well-behaved, like I've never been able to dial in like an extreme chorus. It's always just like more subtle than I want it to be.
Weird. Because doesn't it do a lot of crazy stuff? It's just the chorus is not crazy?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just, dumb. It's
maybe
definitely
you're just doing it wrong.
Oh, man. Boss CE3. Whoa, here's one for CE3. It's from 1983, though. Okay, let's stop browsing Reverb. Let's do our podcast.
Let's.
Do you have other questions for us, Aaron?
No, I had
one
Aaron,
question. Did you prepare other questions?
No, I had one question. I told you that earlier.
What games did you prepare for us?
Yeah, Aaron. You didn't prepare a Christmas...
Christmas is over, bro.
No, this is the... You said this episode...
This episode comes out 2 days after Christmas. Last of the year.
It's not over in my heart.
Yeah.
I added something in there.
I didn't say it's last before Christmas. I said
Listen,
last of the year.
Aaron, I don't know if you know this, but there's a war on. A war on Christmas.
Yeah, good, because Christmas is stupid.
And if you pull out now, the atheists are going to win.
Good. I hope they do.
They're going to take over.
Atheists. 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 Atheists.
You don't mean that, Aaron.
Maybe. Maybe I
that.
do.
Maybe.
Don't tell me what I mean.
I saw this tweet the other day, and this woman was like, I'm so tired of people saying Merry Christmas to me, and then I have to explain to them that I don't celebrate Christmas. It's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
You just go on, live your life.
It's like when someone says good morning and they're like, is it? Like, well,
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
not, you douchebag.
Yeah,
Leave
like
me alone.
I was just greeting you like a human being does. Like that's,
Yeah.
Also, the other
making it-
part that is not truthful in her statement is she hates saying it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
exactly.
she clearly
that's
loves
the
saying
biggest
it.
lie. She loves it more than anything.
Don't
Like she
tell her what
tweeted about
loves.
It's kind of like, I'm sure you've heard this joke before. Damn it, how's it go? It's, how do you know if somebody's into CrossFit?
They tell you. It's like the vegan thing.
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
And that applies to vegetarians. Applies to
it. No, not vegetarians. Vegetarians are kind of like a quaint, thing now. It's like, oh, you're only a vegetarian? Like
I don't know.
you have to be a
People who are-
vegan or a pescatarian or some other, like it's not cool enough to be a vegetarian.
I know, but people like
Or gluten free
love to
when they
love to
don't
talk
have,
about it,
when
though.
they don't have any kind of gluten allergy.
But they love to talk about it. Is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
I recently went
I can't-
on a work staff retreat with this ministry that I work with, and it was the weirdest thing. Trying to figure out
ministry
where to
you
go
work
for
at.
dinner because two of the people are like, "Oh, I don't eat meat. We need something that's like vegan or vegetarian options." And then this other person, his wife was like, "I don't eat quote unquote ethnic food," so. She had to go somewhere where they would like have a hamburger or something. So we had to find a restaurant that would cater to both people who are
What?
very non-adventurous and people who don't eat meat.
Wow.
Ethnic food?
Yeah, like she'll like eat Mexican food and American like
I'm
diner
allergic
food,
to-
and that's it.
She won't eat like Chinese food or something?
Yeah, or like because a lot of times we'll like try to get like ramen or like curry or like like we went to this Russian restaurant once and she will like she's not having it.
Ramen and
It's like-
curry are very like normal things to
No,
eat
I know.
in the United States.
It's not like super adventurous food. It's like anything that's not Mexican or like standard American food. She's like averse to.
Oh my gosh.
And she's in her late 20s. Like she's not a child.
That's
But you know that
But on the other
that
hand,
kind of-
like if you know what you like, then you're like, well, that's what I like. I'm not going to go somewhere that I know I'm not going to like
but
it.
that's like if I'm by myself, I'm going to go to McDonald's. I'm going to get a 2 cheeseburger meal. I'm going to eat it shamefully in my car.
Right.
And I'm going to go to a gas station and throw away the, stuff from it. But like if I'm with other people, I'm not going to say, "Hey, would you guys mind if we just like drive through McDonald's? I can get what I always get and I can just eat it in the car and nobody would look at me while I do it." Like there's different rules for when you're with a
For
group
being in
of
groups,
people,
yes.
Yes. No, I know.
So what is the difference between the person who says, "Oh, you know what? I don't eat ethnic food," and the person who says, "Oh, you know what? I'm a vegan."
Nothing. They're both douchebags.
I was hoping you would say that.
They
I'll-
both
honestly,
think-
I think
they
the-
both
the-
think the world revolves around them.
No, but honestly, like the vegan person is more like I respect that a little bit more because
totally,
it's just like
obviously.
you don't eat meat, and then it's like I just need somewhere that has like a vegan option. Like I don't need a vegan restaurant.
But also, like they clearly made that, even if it wasn't like a moral decision in any way, maybe it was just a health based decision or something like that. Like, but that's a decision that they
yeah.
made, and it's like, hey, this is, like I don't drink alcohol, so I know that's not a great analogy, but
Right.
if you went somewhere that only served alcohol, and we're like, no, we aren't going to give you a diet
Cole,
Coke,
we're
then-
only going to coffee shops this whole trip.
But yeah, but I'm saying, but my point is, both are a choice, and so like to
But at
say,
least-
But one's a better choice. Like one is like a
one is
well
at least
thought
based
out
on
choice,
something other than like, no, I'm just a boring human being.
or like fear.
I don't
I'm
know.
going to force my boringness on the rest of you.
No, it
Right?
would. So here's the difference, Phil. It would be like someone who says, "I don't drink alcohol" on one side, and then the other side is like, "I only drink Bud Light." Which of those is better?
Well, I have my I have my opinion about which is better, just because I
Which is
don't
better,
wanna
Phil?
hate myself.
no, I know, but I'm saying, but
The abstinent person is better. I will say.
But listen, my point is, both are. I have decided, for whatever reason, I have made a decision about my own, like my own intake of food.
Yes.
Right? Both of them are a decision. They're not like. I mean, allergies are one thing, and I know.
Yes, they're not. You're not born a vegan.
But
Right, I
one
get
of
it.
them is just a stupider decision.
Yes, and
Like-
plus, I like knowing the people. If we went to a regular restaurant, they would just like eat French fries or something. It's like you can
Yes, that's what
find
I'm
something
saying.
to eat.
Right. That's my point.
And they wouldn't
my
make a
point.
big deal about it.
So that's why but they're the better person than the non-good food person.
Because
Well, you're talking about two particular people, and I'm talking about the fact
No,
that
I'm talking about
both-
in general. If you know someone who doesn't eat meat, and someone else who only eats burgers, you can go to a ramen restaurant with the non-meat eater, and they can eat whatever. You can go to an Indian restaurant, and they can eat whatever. You can only go to a burger place with the burger person.
What all I'm saying is that both are personal choices, and the second you put that on other people, you're like,
But
If
one
it's like a
requires a
group
lot
of
more
people-
of other people than the other.
And one of them is a stupider decision. Like that's part of what it comes down to for me. Like if you say, yeah, I only eat at places that have yellow straws or something like that, it's like, well, then go eat by yourself because that's a dumb thing.
But if you say I don't eat meat, then you're like, well, we can still go to almost every restaurant. But if you say I only eat
And also-
hamburgers and chicken strips, that really limits it down.
And also part of it is like I have more respect, and even though I don't like live by either of those, I have more respect for the person who says I don't eat meat because that's a more rational thing to do than the person who in her mid-20s is still saying, oh, I only eat, like she's an 8-year-old or something. Like, yeah,
Okay,
I
but-
only eat plain hamburgers from McDonald's.
but it changes everything if you say not just I don't eat meat, but I don't eat at restaurants that serve meat.
That's not
Well,
what,
they didn't say that.
that's not
I
what
know.
people
I'm just
say,
saying that
though.
Yeah.
that
No, that is
subtle
different.
difference.
That's
All
very
of a sudden,
different, and it's,
I'm talking about the idea of when you make that personal choice, and then you're deciding as a group where to eat. That you're infringing. You're putting your stuff on everyone else when you go, oh, you know what? When the truth is, like, if you have a really weird, I shouldn't say really weird.
But
If
see,
you
that's
have
what the
some-
burger person is doing, because they are saying, I only eat at restaurants that serve burgers.
I know,
Or
and I'm saying just
vegetarianism.
don't.
Which is why that one's worse.
But and I'm saying, if you are the person who has a ridiculous, some ridiculous eating habits, and you want to be with other people, then freaking hang out with other people and eat alone. Like that's the conclusion I'm coming to. Do you see what I'm saying? Just don't
Yeah,
put
but
it
I
on other
think-
people.
But I think
Yes.
people are putting it. I think it's very different to say, "Hey, like this is what I do." So like, if we can find a place that won't totally suck for me, then that would be great. Which I think is probably what most people do in that situation. But if
I know,
you're if you try to make a big deal out of it, which it sounds like you're inherently making a bigger deal out of it when you say, "I don't eat ethnic food," which is like weird, you know. Like it'd be like if I was like, guys, I don't really want to go to this place because it has a bar, and I don't want to be around people that are drinking alcohol. Like I fully accept the fact that I'm the unusual one, you know, and so I'm not going to try and put my weird decisions onto anyone else.
I know, and that has to do with the person you are, not your personal decisions. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like
You're
there's
still
somebody
a difference
else.
saying
between-
that they're like equal. You're still saying that those two decisions are equal.
No, I'm just simply saying that I'm talking about like what the motivation is. Like it's about like
You're saying one isn't inherently worse than the other. Like the vegetarian person versus the only burger eater, it's how they approach it, right? It's if they're trying to force that decision onto you as well.
yes.
But I think that no matter what, the burger person is inherently worse than the other person.
Yes, because it's inherently forcing the decision on you more than the other person.
Like they're not equal choices that are just executed
exactly.
differently. One is inherently worse than the other.
The types of restaurants that serve burgers, that's a much smaller, group than the type of restaurants that serve something. And not that it sucks if you're vegan and it's like, yeah, I'll just go somewhere and like eat. Like they don't have anything decent that's vegan, which sucks. But then it comes down to how they approach it. If you're like, okay, well then we'll go to this ramen place, and they're like, well, they don't really have any good vegan stuff, and it's like well, that's
do they have hot dog
stuff
flavored
isn't good.
water? That's all I need.
Hot dogs and waffles?
Hot dog flavored water. That's all I need from a restaurant.
And chocolate starfish.
I only go to restaurants that serve hot dog flavored water.
You.
That's another one on the list of album names that were obscene that I didn't get at the time.
Well, their
Just
whole
like
name
take
is
off
obscene.
Take off your pants and jacket. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
But their music is so good though. Limp Bizkit,
I know, it's worth it.
Can we be real for a minute, guys?
It's
I love
it.
watching Friends and listening to Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit is comfort music for me.
Dude, the other day I had this. I was amazing. I had this moment. I was like, I'm going to listen to some 311, and I listened to about 8 seconds of it, and I'm like, nope.
Why did I do that?
No, I'm not.
That was dumb.
What was the T-shirt that we were making fun of that was about like I love Jesus and I watch The Office or something like that?
I think that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. I want a T-shirt that says I love Limp Bizkit
and I watch Friends.
And I watch Friends.
And watching Friends. Yeah.
Here's what I want. This is
that's what I should say. Love Jesus. It was something like love Jesus, watch The Office, something.
Yeah.
So it should be like love Jesus.
Oh, guitar.
Watch,
it was guitar.
Watch Friends.
It was like a
listen to Limp Bizkit
guitar T-shirt. I want a shirt
watch Friends
that says Limp
Limp
Bizkit, but in the Friends font.
Ooh, that's pretty. Is the Friends font is like recognizable enough, right?
It's just like letters with like colorful dots in between.
Yeah, the dots are
And the font is recognizable.
It's recognizable.
It's a pretty specific. The dots are part of what make it.
And if if it was
together.
a picture of all the members of Limp Bizkit like standing in a fountain, like they are on Friends,
Oh my gosh,
dude,
this is a really good idea.
That's a way good shirt idea. You need to cut this out, Aaron, so nobody steals our idea because we're gonna make money off of this.
Because we're gonna. Clearly,
guys, I
clearly
just
Friends
turned
is a
on
money-making machine.
The video for "Rollin'" from Limp Bizkit. You know who's in the beginning? Steven Dorff and Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
Who's Steven Dorff? The guy from Dorff on Golf?
Excuse you.
Steven Dorff is the bad guy in the first Blade movie.
Okay, I don't.
You don't know Steven Dorff?
He was kind of big in the 80s. Like he had like
the
a
90s, but yeah.
Blade. Oh, he's in The Power of One. Oh, he's the older PK. Okay, now I recognize him.
So, back at their height, I don't know why Ben Stiller. So like Ben Stiller was kind of like there was sort of like an MTV elite scene.
Yeah,
and
Carson.
That
Daly.
was when there was like a kind of so as far as like movies and TV shows, like Ben Stiller was part of that, and Limp Bizkit was part of that. And
Eminem.
I'm not sure which album it is.
It was Limp Bizkit, Eminem, Ben Stiller. Who else?
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly,
but he was like on MTV.
Kurt
So
Loder.
Right, but
I know what you're saying. You're like talking about the people that were like always at the VMAs or whatever.
Exactly. Yes.
Who's
but
the,
so like
the most
the
famous
MTV
people at the VMAs.
Who's the MTV sports guy? Crap.
But so
his name.
I don't know.
But so I'm not sure which album it is, but there's a hidden track on one of
Dan
them.
Cortez.
Dan Cortez. Is he the guy that talks like that?
Yeah,
no, that's the
probably.
metal guy.
You're thinking
he's
of the
just like
dude
a-
from the metal guy. Wasn't that the dude? He always reminds me of the dude from Rat.
He's
got, like-
bald. He's bald and kind of chubby. And
Oh, that dude. I was thinking of the other dude.
blah, 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 blah. He kind of has a voice like that.
Matt something.
So anyway, Ben Stiller, there's like it's a really, really long hidden track
Matt
on one of the
Pinfield.
Limp Bizkit albums, and it's just Ben Stiller. Like, it sounds like he's super high, and he's talking to Fred Durst. And it just sounds like they're super high,
Okay.
and they're talking about the music, and Ben Stiller's like laughing uncontrollably, and basically making fun of Limp Bizkit. Now I'm gonna try and find it.
See, I thought you were talking about Ricky Rackman.
Oh yeah, from
That guy.
Headbangers Ball.
Headbangers Ball. Yeah.
You're talking about Matt Pinfield. He was also crazy.
Matt Pinfield. That's who I'm talking about. Yes.
No, Dan Cortez is like he looks like a frat boy, and he has like big muscles and six pack and stuff.
Well, folks, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Gear Slum. It's been real. It's been real interesting. I gotta get some coffee in my body here, so that I can, I don't know, face the consequences of that decision.
Like you drinking it?
Yeah. No, I'm enema
Yeah.
of the state.
Okay.
Enema of the state. I'm gonna butt chug it.
Nice. I wonder if people butt chug coffee. Probably.
Of course. Of course.
Phil, can you look that up on your computer that's barely working?
No.
Thanks to our sponsors, of course, again, Gabrielle Tenorio String Company, Gun Street Wiring Shop, and, of course, Sinasoid. We love you all. Thanks to our patrons. Thanks to our regular listeners. Thanks to our irregular listeners. Thanks to
Good luck.
my
Good luck with
co-hosts, Phil and Cole.
Co-host with the Mo-hosts.
I don't hate you.
And remember,
thanks
this
to
podcast
me.
wasn't Aaron's idea.
Thanks to me for making this all possible. And thanks to Donald Trump for building that wall. Ladies
Can you
and
see the wall
gentlemen,
from your house, Aaron?
I'm on the wall.
Nice.
Coming at you live from the wall.
You got a sniper rifle up there.
Whoa.
Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah and an excellent Kwanzaa. And solstice night. Last night was the longest night.
Yeah. Shout out to my
Anything else, Aaron?
grandparents who got married on that night.
I had the longest night last night. I was going to do that joke earlier, and then I forgot about it. Thanks to everyone.
Where are my arms tired?
Thanks to Limp Bizkit. Thanks to Ben Stiller. Thank you, 2018. We'll see you on the flip side. 21-8 is done.
Thanks to
As
Dan
far as
Cortez,
this show is concerned.
We did it, you guys.
Jenny
if you're
McCarthy.
listening
Thanks to Jenny McCarthy.
to this in 2019, what are you doing with your life? Listen sooner. If you're listening to this on the 26th, what are you doing with your life? Listen later. If you're listening to this on the 27th, God bless
you hack
you.
into our account.
Thanks for friendship.
Atheists. Atheists. Atheists.
Happy holidays.
And thanks for friendship.